In this video, we're going to talk about how you can finally escape the cubicle, escape your 9 to 5 job, and live life on your own terms. If you're anything like me, that's what matters most. Is the money is nice, and we'll talk about the money. The scalability is nice, and we'll talk about the scalability. But what matters most is the ability to actually have control over your own time, to decide how much time you get to spend with your wife and kids, to have time to spend on your hobbies. For me, have time to invest more and more into my local church and local community, right? Like, do the things that you actually care about with your time, your energy, and your resources. So hopefully today, as we go through this, you see the simplicity of this model. We obviously talk about it a lot on this channel, and down in the description, you'll see a full training going through how to get to consistent 10K months. And also, I love working with people one-on-one. You're welcome to hop on a strategy call. We can talk through what you're already doing in your business in order to get to this point. But in this video, I kind of want to lay out what the life can look like, the simplicity of it, and talk through the general framework of how you can get there. And I talk about this a little bit in the 10K training, but the reason I love this strategy so much is really 3 core reasons. And I'm going to repeat this a lot on this channel because this is, to me, a big differentiator between a lot of other strategies out there. The strategy that we're talking about here is predictable, it's scalable, and it's simple. I can already tell that's going to become a mantra of this channel because that's been so much of my experience is fighting against businesses that weren't all 3 of those things, right? Like, there are so many opportunities out there that can get you to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month, but they're not predictable, right? Like, one month might be crazy good. For instance, the reason we lean in very heavily to YouTube as opposed to TikTok or Instagram is the amount of people who I have seen do 20K one month and then $1,000 the next month or $2,000 the next month. And if you're like me and you have a family, you need a level of stability that is incredibly important. And this strategy actually makes sure the income is not only predictable, but by its nature slowly scales a little bit over a little bit over a little bit over time. And obviously then that allows you to pull back on the work to keep that same level if you want to, or put in more work and scale it even farther. It's part of the beauty. So number 1 is predictability. Number 2 is scalability. We're going to talk about this in just a second, but you can absolutely get to 10, 20 a month very simply. And then from there, make the decision of like, no, what matters most to me in life is my time. I don't want to do anything beyond this simple 1 to 2 tasks a day, and then have the rest of the day to do what I want to do. Or you can say, I want to make more money and scale it up even higher. And we can talk about that here in just a second. And number 3 is simplicity. This has become probably the most important thing to me because I've ran businesses that are just unnecessarily complex, or probably more accurately, I added unnecessary complexity to them, where I would go try 50 different AI tools. Every day I would try a new software that would fix my problem. I would go try these unique automations that I had to build out from scratch and learn, only to spend 2 weeks doing them and then find out they aren't nearly as good as I thought they were. So the idea of simplicity, that every single day I'm going to have 1, 2, max 3 actions that are going to move the needle for my businesses. As long as I execute on those actions, the business is going to move forward. That's what I want to build for you. A business that is simple, that is scalable, and that is predictable. And if we can do that, it's not a question of if you can escape the cubicle. It's just a question of when. So we're going to talk through it in this video. And then eventually, I hope I get to work one-on-one with you and just be a part of your journey and help you do this. So we're going to talk through what this would actually look like to make $10,000 to $20,000 a month. What if you could wake up, create 1 to 2 videos per day, and then the rest of your day is 100% yours? Like, I was talking about this with my wife this morning, actually, which is why I wanted to make this video, is like, this can so simply be your life. Like, you wake up in the morning, whatever time you want to wake up, you go up to your office, you go to wherever you want to film, outside, whatever it might be. You can film your kitchen, who cares? That's obviously just completely up to how you want to do it. You shoot 1 to 2 videos a day, and then your day is just done, right? Like, then you can go travel, and you can do this traveling, right? Then you can go pick your kids up from school, or take your kids to school, or go do something fun with the family. Obviously, just phase of life, depending on what you want to do with this. It really is that simple, and the rest of your day is 100% yours. And the best part about this, and we're going to talk about in a minute what it actually takes to get to this point, but once you hit the 10K a month mark, like, this is honestly doing 1 to 2 videos per day is in the stage of you still intentionally trying to grow. So on YouTube, most people who have kind of hit their goal and are more in the coasting or in like slow growth phase do literally 1 video a week. 1 video a week. This could absolutely be 1 video a week to get that at least stagnant, at least keeping 10K a month, but probably slowly growing, because this is why we preach YouTube. YouTube compounds. Every video draws in new people, creates loyal followers who then have a full archive that they can go back and watch your old content. So not only can a new video bring in a new person, that new person can then go and watch all these videos you've made previously, because that is the video that introduced them to you. They can buy from all of these past things that you've created. So it gets to the point where you can do literally 1 video a week. Now, personally, this will probably always be my cadence, is like, even if I'm not posting every day like I am now, like right now we have 2 channels. We're posting 1 video on both channels every day. Right now I'm in a cadence because I'm in a growth mindset right now, because you're about to see the next piece of this. We're actually doing 2 to 4 videos a day because I'm trying to film enough so that my team can handle all of the uploading onto this channel. And yeah, we're doing 4, so I'm actually getting ahead, right? So every day I'm creating 1 to post today and 1 to post tomorrow, because I just want the flexibility to be able to post every day and to not, like, if I miss a day, I didn't like break my rhythm, right? So we're at a 2 to 4 pace right now. But if I was just in like a cruise pace, I absolutely could do 1 to 2 videos a day. The second channel I don't even have to post on. I'm really just doing that because I enjoy the channel and it's very, very raw. There's no prep on the other channel. It's just fun. And these are just easy videos for me to do, and I enjoy them. So that cadence can just become what you want it to be. Now, here's kind of the phase that I'm in. And eventually we have a detailed plan of how to scale even past this, again, because I just enjoy what I do, right? I love helping people achieve these kind of results. So that's why it's not only the association with money. For me, a big part of it is also the association with fulfillment and genuinely changing people's lives and giving them the flexibility that I'm able to live in my life, and I have for the last 5.5, 6 years now. But I know this number seems ridiculous if you're not at 10K a month yet, and it's like, oh, I can't even listen to him because that doesn't sound real. But the truth is, once you have a YouTube channel that is doing $10,000 to $20,000 a month consistently, think about how little needs to be added to get to this. So here's, I've talked through this strategy some in other videos, but it's worth repeating here. Let's say you're at $10,000 to $20,000 a month, and you have, I mean, maybe at this point you're between like 5 and 10,000 subscribers, and maybe 500 of them are like diehard fans. Like, you post a piece of content, they are watching it just because they connect with you. I did a really good video recently. I can't remember the title of it, but it was on niches. I think the thumbnail is like niches are dead or something like that. And it was all about the idea of interest stacking and starting to really show yourself to your audience so they develop a deeper and deeper and deeper connection based on your interests, and those interests starting to connect, just like normal human relationships, but you actually do that over video and over your content. So you develop 500 people who just love your content. And everything you do, everything you post, the recommendations you make, they are very inclined to buy because they know, like, and trust you. Well, what if you took even a small percentage of that? So let's say 10%, right? You took 50 people and sold a $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 offer to them. That is that high ticket. And you were able to do that month over month, right? Like, this very quickly does not become difficult, right? I mean, if we're doing a $10,000 offer, and we can talk about how to get to that, because I'll give you an example in just a second of how that makes a lot of sense. So, you do a $10,000 offer, that's only 5 people a month to get to $50,000 on top of the 10 to 20 you're already doing with your normal audience, and the continual growth that you're getting, right? So a really good example of this, I was talking to a guy recently who follows the same strategy. And his niche is helping people solve their alcoholism, right? So he used to struggle with this, so he's able to help people who are alcoholics quit and just live more prosperous lives. So obviously he has a niche where a lot of people want to be able to do that. So he's able to serve in the different levels. He has a YouTube channel that talks about it on a, I want to say generic level, but helps solve the problem. He has then a course that he's created, which that you can do over time. We're not even getting into that piece with this. A course that's maybe $1,000 that can help any everyday person solve this problem. And if this is a problem that you really struggle with and it's wrecking your relationships with your kids, your relationship with your spouse, it's hurting your work life, it's hurting just your ability to enjoy life. Once you recognize it's an issue, that is a absolutely an easy thing to pay $1,000 to solve. Well, what he did, once he's developed this audience, he went to the top. So like, let's say you have 500 people again who know, like, and trust you, who like are obsessed with your content, who absolutely love it. What he would do is go to the top 5, 10, 15% of that audience who had the most money and say, hey, I have a unique offer for you where I'm going to work with you coaching one-on-one multiple times a week, and we're going to beat this together, which increases the likelihood that you're going to be able to break this habit. So the marketing to that was he actually works with CEOs who have alcohol addiction issues. And obviously for a CEO, first of all, they have the money to pay it, but it's also a very expensive problem for them because if they have an issue with alcohol, it is affecting their earning potential. It is affecting their stress life at home, again, with their wife, with their kids, and the stress life at home is also affecting their earning potential. So an issue like this is directly affected to how much money they're able to make themselves and for their company. So it's a really cool offer. I don't know how much. I think he charges $10K, but it might be 15. And if they solve this, this is a no-brainer offer for the right person, right? So you can see he takes his niche and then he kind of segments it out. Hey, what is something I can sell to those who can afford it in like the $1,000 range? And then eventually, like, who in my market can I solve a higher level problem for and charge more money? And again, you do five $10,000 packages a month. That's not overwhelming for you when it comes to coaching, and it brings in that 50 to 100K a month. Again, now you're probably slowly pulling back on how many videos you do per day because you're getting more sales calls or people who want to talk about solving this problem. And now your day becomes maybe one video a day, maybe one video every other day or every 3 days, or even once a week when people, you open up your calendar so people who want to talk about solving this problem, you can jump on calls with them and just say, hey, here's how I can help you. This is not like a intense, I'm going to learn a script conversation. This is like, hey, this is what I do. This is how I could help you. We might be a good fit. We might not. Let's just talk and see. And then those who do come on, you open up your calendar and you're probably getting on 1, max 2 calls a week with them, just checking in, making sure they're doing okay, making sure they're continuing to have progress, encouraging them, whatever that might look like, depending on what niche you go into, right? So this is how simple this model actually is. Now, I always like to differentiate between simple and easy, right? Like it takes a little while to get here, but I think this is, again, 3 things: predictable, scalable, simple. So let's talk about what it actually looks like to do this. And by the way, if you're saying, Jake, I really want to get to this point, like this is not an option for me. This is not something that is, I'm like considering doing. This is something I have to do. Please do down in the description. First, book the 10K a month training, completely free training that I give out. And the second one is book a call to work with me. We can talk about what you're already doing in your business to see if this makes sense, to see if you and I are a good fit to work together. And if we are, I would love to help you hit this goal. Again, I think it's very, very predictable to do. There are strategic ways to do it and ways that take a heck of a lot longer. So we can definitely speed up your path. And I think just about anybody who's serious can hit this number as long as they're willing to put in the work. So let's talk about, and also the way the coaching program is built out, just so you know, is this is our foundations program. So this is the core that everybody goes through. Once you are consistently hitting 10K months, we then offer you our second coaching program, which is our scaling program, which then will teach you how to go to the top of your market and actually sell these. It's usually high ticket coaching. Now, depending on your niche, there are strategically some other things we can do where maybe there's another product or service we can sell at that high ticket price point. That does depend a little bit on niche, but coaching is usually one of my favorite because you're just working with people who are in your niche that it is so fulfilling to help these people solve their problems. It's a lot of fun to do and it's incredibly fulfilling, and monetarily it's incredibly good. So how do we hit this? We are going to, what does it realistically take to get there to that 10 to 20K a month consistently? So we've talked about this in another video. I had one, I think I ranted a little bit in that video, unfortunately, but a video where I went over our 1-1-1 framework. Again, I am all about simplicity. We are not trying to make a complicated business here. The 111 framework is three things. Obviously, you have one core avatar. You have one person that you are speaking to. We'll go back to the alcoholic example. You are communicating to those who struggle with alcohol, and you develop a deep understanding of who that person is. Actually, in coaching, we go a lot deeper than that. It's not just someone who has alcohol addiction, but then we build out like a very detailed diagram of who this person is. What are their pain points? What have they gone through? What are their past experiences? So to me, I would even differentiate between someone who is like for the very first time realizing they have this issue versus someone who has been trying to solve this for years and failed, because the messaging is different to those two people. It doesn't mean you can't serve both, but the messaging is different. So you could talk to someone who's been trying for a long time and hasn't succeeded, and those who are doing it for the first time might still be interested. But when you talk, you're communicating specifically to this one. So I have a deep belief in going deep on understanding who your avatar is. So number one is your avatar. So one avatar. Number two is one offer. You have one core offer that you promote in every single video. Again, so you'll see it on this channel, right? We have one giveaway, which is our free training, and one offer, which is our coaching program, where we help people consistently hit 10 to 20K a month. So one offer, and then one traffic source, and we always suggest YouTube. We in our coaching program, we exclusively do YouTube because we're able to build such a deeper connection over long form content as opposed to short form. And on top of that, there are just so many opportunities that you can get. And again, to me, it goes back to the predictability. I can predictably get you to 10K a month with YouTube. I can't predictably do it with short form. Maybe there are guys out there who can, but I feel like you become so reliant on the algorithm pushing you correctly as opposed to YouTube, which is a search platform, and we can strategically put ourselves in the right places with our content. And there is some search component to TikTok, but you just can't beat long form in YouTube in my mind. So one offer, one avatar, one traffic source. That's the framework that we institute that I recommend you implement in your own business, but that we do for every coaching client. So you have a couple one-time tasks. These are the things that once they're done, they're done. You never have to touch them again. You can maybe do it in a couple days, maybe a week. So you set up your funnel to make sure you can go look at an example of this with again, the 10K a month training that we have. It's basically an opt-in page, a fulfillment page, a thank you page, and a fulfillment page, maybe a bridge page. Again, we go into that, but you set up your funnel one time. You set up your email automations one time. Now, there's two options when you do this. You can set your email up a single time, so you have dozens and dozens and dozens of emails. I mean, I know people who plan 1 to 2 years worth of email content that someone comes into their funnel, and then the entire funnel is planned, or the entire email automations for the next 1 to 2 years are planned out. So, and especially with AI, that's so easy to do now. So you can build those out. Someone opts in, and then on your back-end monetization, you are continually selling them different products and services that will help them in their journey while also promoting your content to help them out. And then finally, you want to set up your tracking links. But again, once these three things are done, you don't have to mess with them anymore. Now, I will say the changes, I actually like doing my own emails 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, just depending on what we're doing. I've done both. I've done the automations and the personal. I go back and forth depending on whether this is a one-time task or a consistent action. That's kind of up to your preference in your business. For people who are just getting started, I always suggest set it up one time, leave it, and let it do the selling on the back end for you. And the relationship building, which is even more important, is the relationship building on the back end. And then eventually, if you want to do one-off emails, you can. So you have your one-time task set up, and now you need to go into the consistent action of publishing content. Now, this note is really important, is there are actual strategies behind publishing, right? And we'll make videos on this channel about this. But we also do have to walk that fine line between, I actually just responded to a comment in a previous video of there are things that we hold back specifically for our clients, right? Like we give you so much stuff that you can take and implement in your business. And if you do it, like you can get to 10K a month just with what we talk about in our free content. But there are also strategies that we implement when it comes to publishing that we hold back exclusively for our clients because they pay us and we want to honor that. So easy example right here. You will never see any of our clients publish a video, or you'll never see me publish a video that gets 0 views. It's very easy to get stuck in like this no view jail. And now you're trusting that like YouTube, please push my content out. I don't want to just bank on YouTube doing that. There are strategic ways where you can make sure you prime the algorithm for your videos to get views. You can tap into a network and have other people. There are just so many strategies when it comes to publishing. Here, I'll give you one that I absolutely love if you're getting started. Is instead of trying to go viral with your content, in your niche, find the most asked questions and focus on those questions. So the category is typically asking or answering specific questions. And not only when you do that are you giving yourself a chance to be found in YouTube search engine, you're also building a library for when people come to ask you about your content, you can send or ask you a question about your industry. You can just send them to these videos where you've answered these questions. So it has that twofold purpose. And if I can encourage you, this is where we're trying to get, right? Where my entire day is just 1 to 2 videos. And truthfully, you can do 1 video a week and eventually get to this number. When you are starting and you are not at 10 to 20K a month yet, do what I'm doing. And again, we're actually like have a meta version of this. We started a second channel for this purpose to show people how easy it is to go from 0 to 10. Our very first 35 days, we have a separate video on this, but our very first 0 to 35 days, we did little under $7,100 in that very first month of a brand new channel, which is crazy. But it really is just like that possible if you're consistent in your action. While you're getting there, I cannot recommend enough. Publish as much as you possibly can. If that's 1 video a day, 1 video every other day, if you have the capacity to do 2 videos a day, do it, because we are building up our library of content. And whenever we eventually do have a video spike, I want our audience to be able to go back and have a library of content to become addicted to and to binge, because that's how we're going to deepen the relationship with them. There's an old statistic that apparently now, especially for high ticket packages like this, people need to consume like 17 hours worth of your content. And for some of you, you don't even have 17 hours of content available. You need to have this library so your audience can learn to know, like, and trust you by consuming your content. And it's much harder to do with short form, by the way. So this is the very simple task. Again, there are things that we're able to do with our coaching clients that we just can't share here. But I think what we walk through here gives you the framework to actually build this business out, to get to 10 to 20K consistently, and eventually add in that high ticket coaching offer that allows you to scale as far as you want to. Or maybe you just take the foot off the gas, do 1 to 3 videos a week, and enjoy your life and the freedom that you've earned. So guys, if you are looking for a way to escape the cubicle, escape your 9-to-5 job, and actually transform your life, I highly recommend checking out the training, the free training down in the description. Even beyond that, like if you are 100% serious, please book a call with us. We'll have a conversation, talk about what your business is already doing, see if it's a good fit, and hopefully get to work together, because I would love to be a part of your journey getting to 10 to 20K a month, and hopefully for some of you, even getting you to that 50 to 100K a month. It's fun, it's fulfilling, and it eventually gives you that time freedom that so many of us are really striving for. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If there's anything you specifically want me to go over in a future video, we are publishing a lot of content. So let me know in the comments section so I can know what kind of content you guys want to see me make in the days, weeks, and years to come. See you guys in the next video.